Welcome back. In this section, what we're going to do is keep blocking out our car as much as we can, as well at the same time, just adding little details to start getting that under control. So what we're going to do first is we're going to take our side view here, and we're going to start making our preparations for cutting out our door. So what we're going to do first is we're going to grab these vertices here, and we're just going to straighten them out because our door kind of starts right there. So I'm just going to grab my scale tool, and we're just going to move this over here, and we're going to grab the next set and straighten them out. And I'll just move that kind of close to the one beside it. And before we go any farther, you see how we have this one line that stopped right there. We can actually carry that one right around. So I'm just going to grab my split polygon tool that we were using a lot in the last section, and we're going to go right around the back part of our car. And while I'm here, I'm just going to grab that little part here and move that back. And I'm going to grab my sculpt polygon tool real quick, and I'm just going to kind of smooth out that area. Go back to my side view real quick, select our vertex, and scale these little guys nice and straight for us now. Alright, so just like we did for the hood, what we're going to do is we're going to use our split polygon tool, and we're going to start mapping and cutting out our different areas here of our car. So we're going to grab our split polygon tool, and we're going to do the bottom part of our car here, the fender. So he's going to come right down here. And this is going to loop around into part of our door. Now don't worry about that. We'll come and fix that in a minute. And we're just going to kind of loop up into there. So now we can go in there and start deleting the edges that we don't need, which are right here. And we're going to clean up this mesh quite a bit. So this kind of come down. And this one's going to get merged all together there for a few seconds. The main thing you want to concentrate is making sure that you have a line right on the line that you see in your image plane. And this line, you can see how it kind of comes down. We can actually bring, and he's going to match up with somebody on the other side here. So he's going to come right over here. Now, I'm going to grab my split polygon tool, and I'm going to fix this area right now. So I'm going to add a vertex right into there. And then I'm going to go around so that I have a nice clean edge around here as well. Remember, you want edges close to each other so when we smooth or change into a subdivision, they'll keep their shape. And now we can just clean this area up a little bit here. Now we have a three-sided there that we might be able to get rid of once we cut apart, or we can maybe even get rid of it now. Yeah. So we're just going to have another line under here. That's going to come over here. Alright. So now we want to make sure that our line is right on the line here. So we're going to move this over just a little bit. And this guy's going to come forward just a little. But you see how nice and clean the geometry still is? That's what you want to strive for as a modeler. Especially organics. Like cars, you want to flow nicely as well, or anything like that. But you always want to make sure that you get a really nice flow of geometry that are kind of following the contours that would in real life. Now this is out a little bit far, so I'm going to knock that back, and that might change because let's see how our top view is. Yeah, got a little bit pushed out there. So that's a little bit closer. So just like we did for the hood, is we're going to put a nice close line, or super close line, so that we can cut these things out. And that's what's going to start building our detail. Don't worry about that. It looks a little funny right now, but I'll show you how to fix it. And just to fix that little area, all we're going to do is you can cut across like that. If you're not comfortable with that, what you can do is just actually delete it, because it's still a four-sided faces, but we'll see how it kind of divides in a minute once we get these parts separated. Now what I'm going to do is, you see how our door kind of goes over to the right here? I want to put that close to the line right in the middle here. Of both the other parts, and I only really need to bring it down to there. So now what we can do is delete those faces that we just made, the really skinny ones. And down here, actually I'll draw another set right down in here, nice and close. And just delete that. Set there, and I got some extra faces up here. See, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're just going to loop this around. So now that becomes 4. Still got a 3 up there, but that should be okay up there. And you can delete that little edge. And I'm just going to move that back just a little. All right. What I want to do is get this under control as well. We have to put some geometry in there so that when we get to detailing, we can actually put kind of a die cut or a little bit of an edge right where the logo is on the side of the car. So I'm going to grab my split polygon tool while I have it out, and I'm just going to really mark that area so it's nice and straight, and we'll manipulate it to get it even nicer looking in a little bit. But while we're here, we might as well put it in. So we're going to go to our perspective now, and just like we did for the trunk, is we're going to separate these parts into individual parts. So we're going to go edit polygons, separate. Where is he there? There he is. And now each one of these parts are separate, and we can put our subdivision smooth on it, and we'll see how everybody's looking as a separate piece. And you can see it's not looking too bad. We'll just hide our image here. I'll get rid of this half. But overall, it's still pretty clean. Got some work we got to do in here. But overall, it's not too bad. So we're going to change back into a polygon.